So folks, welcome back to Grade 8 Maths. We're carrying on with our study of whole numbers. Today we're going to look at an interesting way of doing subtraction, right? And we're going to look at how a shopkeeper might do a subtraction sum. So suppose you went to a shop and your shopping cost 13 Rand 68. Now you pay with a 20 Rand note. Quite quickly, the shopkeeper gives you 6 Rand 32 change. And you might be wondering, wow, how did they do that? Well, in fact, they didn't even work out the 6 Rand 32. What they did is they counted back from the 13 Rand 68 up to 20 Rand by giving you the money as they went. So first they gave you 2 cents, and that takes you to 13 Rand 70. Now, to get up from 13 Rand 70 to 14 Rand, let's just see. Well, we could give it 10 cents, right? And now we're at 13.80. 20 cents, now we're at 14 Rand. Now to get from 14 Rand up to 20 Rand, we're going to give you a 1 Rand and then a 5 Rand. And notice that if we add all of that up, we get 6 Rand 32. But that is actually much easier than doing the subtraction. Let's look at what this looks like in our workbook. We're on page 15, and let's do an example or two, and then we'll let you have a try. Right, so here, what must we add back onto 297 to give us 500? That will be the same as the difference between 500 and 297. Right? Well, we need 3. We need 3 to get up to 300. We're adding back onto 297, all right, to make up to 500. To get from 300 to 500, we need another 200. And there's our answer, 203. And I think you would agree that's much simpler than doing the subtraction. Okay. Right, let's do another one before we ask you to try some. 350 minus 287. All right, well, we need 3 to make 287 up to 290. What do we need to get from 290 to 300? We need 10. And to get from 300 to 350, we need 50. And there, if we add all of those up, 50 and 10, 60, 63, we get our answer. Right, now we're going to ask you to try a couple. There's just an error in the workbook here. Instead of doing 250 minus 137, which is exactly the same as that question, let's do 638 minus 259. Okay, let's do that one. All right. So we're going to ask you to pause, and we're going to ask you to try the rest of the ones on this page. You can let it run a bit again if you need to see that you're on the right track. Okay, so have a go at these. Right, this one. We need to add 5 to get to 400, and then we need to add 80. Sorry. We need to add 5 to get to 380. Then we need to add 20 to get to 400. And then we need to add 100. Sorry. 5 to get to 380. 20 to get to 400. And then another 80. I suspect you did that much better than I did it. 105. Notice it's easier to add these two first and then add the 5. 250 take away 137. We need 3 to get to 140. To get from 140 to 200, we need 60. And to get from 200 to 250, we need another 50. Right, now we're going to add these up. Now this is not as bad as it looks. This is 6 lots of 10, and this is 5 lots of 10. How many lots of 10 have we got altogether? If we've got 6 plus 5, we've got 11 lots of 10. And 11 lots of 10 is 110, plus 3, 113. I'm hoping you're seeing, and we're hoping you're seeing, that your brain is a muscle. If you use it, it gets better. Right, if you are only now starting to understand how to do these and you want to pause again, by all means pause again. If you're happy with what we're doing and you're ready to check your answers, then carry on watching. Here, we need 1 to get up to 60. We need 40 to get to 100. Now we're at 300. Then we need 600. We need another 300 to get to 600. And then lastly, we need another 38. Our final answer here is going to be 300 and 78 plus 1, 379. Okay. F, quite a straightforward one, I think. We just need 2 to make it up to 300, but then we need another 100 to make it up to 400, and we've got 102 as our answer. G, we're going to add 7. That'll take us to 470. We need 30 more to get to 500, and we need 200 more to get to 700. 237. It's a much, much easier way of doing that than doing the subtraction. H, we need 7 to get to 170. We need 30 to get to 200, and then we need 55. Okay, let's do 30 plus 7. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go 7 plus 30 plus 50 plus 5. Right, because I think that's going to be a bit easier. And now I'm going to add these two first. What's 30 plus 50? It's 80. 87 plus 5, 92. Okay, guys, it's all about practice. The more you practice, the simpler this stuff becomes. All right, a lot of you have got lots of extra space in your workbooks at the back. You can make up loads of extra examples. Remember, we suggested you get someone to study with, a study buddy, okay? Work with that person, make up some more of these examples for them, and you've got plenty of space in your book to write them down. Right, now, each of the following sums is incorrect. Let's try rewriting them and using brackets to make sure that they work, okay? And again, the only way we're going to be able to do this is if we know two things. Firstly, we know our tables and bonds. We know that 7 3s are 21, 9 7s are 63, all right? You've got to keep on practicing those things. But we also need to know our order of operations, BODMAS. So at the moment, this sum, we would do 5 times 3 first. That would give us 15. 15 plus 2 is 17. 17 is not the same as 21. We need to now work out, how can we make this work? Well, what times 3 is 21? 7 times 3 is 21. So if we put brackets here, this sum now works. Because when we do it, we would 2 plus 5, 7. 7 times 3 is 21. Okay, let's have a look at another one, and then we're going to ask you to pause the video and try some yourselves. We want to get 56. Now, if you know your times tables, you'll know that 56 is something times something. What is 56? It's 8 times 7. Now, at the moment, this is not going to give us 8 times 7. It's not going to give us 8 times 7 because if we were to work this out as it stands, we would get 2, and then we would do the multiplication first. So we would get 24, and then we'd get 3. We would actually get 29. Right, so it's not right. It tells us these are incorrect. Let's fix it. Well, if we put brackets here, we're going to get 8 in the brackets multiplied by 7 in the brackets. And this is right. Okay. Right, let's pause the video. You guys try some, and then we will let it run again. Okay, so let's take a look at this one. We want to have something divided by 3 giving us 7. So in fact, if we put the brackets here, we're going to get 21 divided by 3 is 7. Right, here we want to get 34 altogether. Right, now if we were to make, let's have a look at how we might be able to do this. Right, I hope there's not a mistake in this one, and I'm thinking that maybe there is. Maybe some of you managed to do it. I think you can do it, all right? Let's just think about it. If we could make all of this equal to 30, the black underlined piece, if we could make that equal to 30, then we would get 34, because there's the plus 4. Okay, and how are we going to do that? Yes, well done. We're going to put the 3 plus 2 in brackets, because now this is going to read 4 plus 6 times 5. And 6 times 5 is 30, and we do that first. 4 plus 30, we get 34. So right now with the brackets there, it works. Okay, here's another one. We want to get 17 here. Now, let's just think about how we could group this. We could just do this. If we put the brackets here, we're going to get 11 times 3. No, 11 times 3 is going to be too big already. If we put 2 times 3, we're going to get 6. All right? Maybe that will work. No, it's not going to work. But if we put brackets here, what are we going to get? We're going to get 4 here. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 plus 9 is 17. Right, let's look at this one. This one's got a division in it. Okay. If we were to go 10, what's 10 divided by 2? 10 divided by 2 is 5. 5 plus 1 is 6. Guys, these questions here are so important. They're so important because they're really testing our ability to think. But you're going to find them impossible. Impossible if you cannot do your basic multiplication of numbers. Right. How do we make these questions up? If you want to make one up for your friend, let's have a look at this. Okay. Let's make a sum. 4 plus 3 times 2 plus 5. And let's put some brackets in. And let's get an answer. This is going to be 7, 21. The answer is going to be 25. Now, let's take away the bracket. And now let's give it to our friend and say, where must the brackets go? So do you see how easy it is to make up a question like this? We can make them up. Teachers, you can make up more of these for your students. Okay, right. Now let's have a look at this one. This is another way of, we're just playing with numbers, but let's just have a look at what we could do here. Right? We want to put in plus, minus, times, and divide signs. All right? To make this thing work. Okay, what should we put in? And remember, you might also want to put in some brackets, but also remember our order of operations, BODMAS. Okay, right, who can suggest, what could we do to make 13? Let's have a look. What about 10? And then what sign must go here? Plus. Do I need brackets? I don't need brackets because BODMAS says that the 5 times the 2 will be multiplied anyway first, and then we're going to add the 3. Okay, we're going to pause and we're going to ask you to try the rest of these, okay, and see if you can do them. Try and work together, discuss it with your friends, share answers, and then let the video play again and see how you went. Okay, let's have a look at this one. How are we going to make 12? Right? Well, if we go 6 plus 8, we're going to get 14. 14 minus 2 is 12. Right, what about this one? We want to get 6. Right? Now, if we go 12 divided by 4, what do we get when we go 12 divided by 4? We get 3. And then what must we do to that 3, something 3, to get 6? Just plus. Right, that will work. That will definitely work. Right, maybe there are other ways of doing it, but that one definitely works. Right, 84. If you know your times tables, you might say, Paul, I know that 84 is 7 times by 12. Okay, so now we want to make 7. We can make 7. There's 7. And there's 12. That's 12. This yellow piece over here is 12. Right? And we're going to need a sign over here, a times sign. So that yellow piece is 12. This green piece over here is 7. Now it's not right at the moment. The reason it's not right at the moment is because this multiplication would happen before this addition. So we can make it work if we put brackets. And if we put brackets here. Do you see that this is a real problem? We're trying to solve problems here. We are stretching our brain. Is it easy? No, it's not easy. It's a challenge. We don't do it because it's easy. We do it because it's challenging. We're growing our brains. Right. This one, we want to try and make 5. Right? What things can I make with 8 and 12? I can make 20. I can make 20 on the top. Now, 20 divided by what gives me 5? 20 divided by 4. I need the bottom to be 4. So what sign must I put here? That's right, subtract. Okay, and then the last one, we want to end up with 27. What sort of numbers can I make with this 6 something 5? Yep, if you know your times tables, 6 times 5 is 30. 30 minus 3 is 27. And that's absolutely right. Okay, now we're going to suggest that you try and make up some more of these questions for your friend. Okay, and again, I'm going to show you how you could do this. Just write down a sum and make sure that you get the right answer for it. All right, this is going to be 2 plus 10, 2, because remember we're going to do the multiplication first, minus 4. And what's 2 plus 10? It's 12. And what's 12 minus 4? It's 8. Right, so the final answer here for this question is 8. Okay, now what we're going to do, we are going to give this question to our friend, okay? But before we give it to our friend, we are going to write it down again, but we're not going to write down the signs. We're going to write down 2 box, 5 box, 2 box, 4 equals 8. Okay, and we're going to say to our friend, what signs must we put in here to make this work? Do you see how easy it is to make these up? Make them up for your friend. Try and make up your own one. See if you can get it to work. Even the process of making them up will help your maths. All right, have a great day. We'll see you next time.